Jordan Howington. Kimberly G. Wallace. India Lee. Rachel Bjornstead. Brittany K. Edwards. Eric Frazier. Taylor Pennell. And now, live from the College of Media and Communication, this is ASU TV News.
Good afternoon and welcome to the third episode of the spring semester of ASU TV News. I'm Jordan Howington.
And I'm Rachel Bjornstead. Weather is becoming a big concern for people today in Northeast Arkansas, especially with the chance of sleet this afternoon.
Taylor, could you give us an update about the weather?
Absolutely. Right now we're seeing a lot of freezing rain outside, but as you take a look at the hour by hour, we'll see at 1 o'clock today it's sitting about 35 degrees, 3 o'clock we slim down to 32, 5 o'clock it's about 30 degrees, and then by 7 o'clock we would take that big dip below freezing there, 27, and then 9 o'clock we sit at 26 degrees, and those feel-like temperatures are much cooler than what you're seeing there. And so that's something to be paying attention to throughout the day here. So I would go ahead and suggest get those heavy coats back out, get the rain jacket on, because this morning as we drove in we saw lots of flash floods going on, and so that's something to be paying attention to.
Right. And speaking of weather, I hear that Miss Regina has in fact decided that we're going to close at 1 p.m. today. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, 1 o'clock today. A lot of area schools as well have already closed. They closed this morning. They went ahead and canceled school, so that's something to be paying attention to. Not only today but tomorrow as well. So that's
great.
All right.
A Jonesboro alderman says too many matters go through the city council without sufficient reviews by the panel or the public. Chris Moore said that he was frustrated at how the council rezoned 25 acres in northern Jonesboro for an elderly and disabled housing project without giving opponents an opportunity to protest. The developer said that the matter couldn't have waited until a later meeting because he faced a deadline for tax incentives. Moore also complained that other issues are added to the council agendas late. Bad news for some Target employees. The company announced Tuesday that it is planning layoffs. Several thousand jobs will be on the chopping block to restructure and save money. The cuts will be made over the course of 2 years. According to the company, they will come primarily from corporate headquarters in Minneapolis.
The Justice Department found discrimination in Ferguson's police department and court system. Reporter Andrew Spencer has more on what investigators found.
The U.S. Department of Justice found a pattern and practice of discrimination against African Americans by both the Ferguson Police Department and the city's municipal court. The investigation was sparked by the protests which followed the fatal shooting of Michael Brown by a white police officer.
You've seen the civil disobedience, you've seen the marches, you've seen the protests. This is the type of justice that people are talking about.
According to the Justice Department report, between 2012 and 2014, African Americans accounted for 85% of the traffic stops, 90% of the citations, and 93% of the arrests in Ferguson, even though African Americans only account for 67% of the population. But that apparent disparity may not tell the whole story.
And when you look at the surrounding municipalities around Ferguson, on one side you have Berkeley, which is over 80% African American. On the other side you have Jennings, which is over 90% African American. What we don't know is, in terms of the people who are stopped, where are they from?
More concerning, perhaps, is the evidence of racist jokes being emailed by Ferguson police and court officials. Ferguson officials say they're reviewing the findings of the report. Whatever the specifics, the co-chairs of the Ferguson Commission say changes definitely need to be made.
We need to change training, we need to change assessment, we need to change the way in which we interact with our citizens.
As we have to take now what is publicly known to be a situation, come up with solutions, then execute whatever those solutions are, go back and measure the results, and then see if we made some progress from there.
I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Arkansas State University is negotiating with O'Reilly Hospitality Management for a land lease agreement that would develop a potential Embassy Suites hotel, a conference center, and a Houlihan's restaurant on campus. The project would help Northeast Arkansas's economy while generating more revenue for the university. O'Reilly Hospitality would invest between $35 million and $45 million to finance the project. A-State and O'Reilly are negotiating the ground lease agreement for the project with a planned construction start during the second half of the school year. With campus closing at 1, Taylor is outside now with a quick look at our weather.
Thanks, guys. I hope you brought your umbrellas and rain jackets today. Outside right now, we see a lot of precipitation, not so much snow just yet. That's not expected to come in until later this afternoon. Temperatures outside right now are sitting about 36 degrees, but with that wind chill in effect, we're sitting about 24, so be sure to carry those coats out as well with that rain jacket. I have a full forecast coming up right here on ASU TV News.
Find out about the business and safety of using tanning beds.
And the President and First Lady prepare to celebrate an important national anniversary.
We will have more of your weather and sports coming up.
You're watching ASU TV News.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Once upon a time, there was a nice house that lived with a family. One day, it started to rain. The house tried to keep out all the water, but water got inside and ruined everybody's everythings. The house thought she let the family down. They just didn't think it could happen. They told the house they would take better care of her. Always.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
ASU TV News.
Welcome back to ASU TV News. An Arkansas House panel has supported a proposal for tougher abortion pill restrictions, but failed to advance a bill that would increase requirements for abortion providers. The bill approved Tuesday by the Health Committee would override local doctors and require abortion pill providers to follow dosage limits and other guidelines set by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. A bill that would require physicians who perform abortions to have admitting privileges at a hospital within 30 miles of where they practice failed to receive enough votes. A majority of the committee members supported the proposal, but it didn't obtain the 11 votes required to advance. Proponents of both bills say the changes will protect women and make abortions safer. Opponents say the changes are designed to limit access to abortions. Despite the winter weather around this time each year, tanning facilities open its doors to more customers, and this means health risks rise.
Spring break's coming up, proms coming up, vacations are coming up, so people are tanning more this time of year than they are any other time of year.
Jennifer Tarvin, a tanning salon owner and esthetician, says the tanning business increases about 40% through February and March.
This is annual. This is every year. Every year this is my busy season.
As the rise of business peaks, tanners need to know one thing: the nice glow you spend big bucks on isn't so.
And it looks like we're having a few problems pulling that video up. If we have time later in the broadcast, we hope to bring that to you. Next, the trial has begun for a Middle Tennessee bar owner charged with killing country singer and songwriter Wayne Mills. Bar owner Chris Farrell is accused of shooting the musician in 2013. Farrell, who is charged with second-degree murder, says he shot Mills in self-defense. The shooting happened after the two got into an argument at Farrell's Pit and Barrel Bar in downtown Nashville. An autopsy found that Mills was shot in the back of the head. President Barack Obama and several other dignitaries will visit Selma, Alabama this weekend to mark the 50th anniversary of Civil Rights Demonstrators' March across the state to Montgomery.
What happened in Selma is quintessentially an American experience. Next week, Michelle and I and the girls will be traveling to Selma to pay tribute, not just as a president or First Lady or as African Americans, but as Americans.
When weather starts to look bad in the region, students at Arkansas State now look to Twitter for updates. As they wait, students and faculty alike use a common hashtag.
The school has a policy regarding inclement weather conditions. Those decisions are made through the administration.
When the university cancels classes due to inclement weather, the official email bears the name of the Director of Media and Communication, Regina Bowman.
After those decisions have been made, I'm notified and I send the emails out to all media and to the students and to the faculty and staff.
During last year's storms, students took to Twitter while waiting for updates, sparking a hashtag bearing her name.
Well, when it first started, I had broken my ankle and I was in the hospital. And it was the days that we were having, it was like single-digit temperatures and ice, and not being able at that time to be out here, I didn't know how it was going to turn out. And then that's when people started making comments about some of the student remarks.
Since then, the hashtag has become the centering point for photos and witty remarks.
I got one not long ago. It showed a skeleton sitting on a bench, and then underneath it, it said, hashtag Regina, we've been waiting for your call. And then there was one that was kind of like an Oprah Winfrey thing where they were making a parody of her.
But with all the fun comes a word of caution, as parody accounts of hashtag Regina have started to surface.
We recently changed mine to hashtag the real Regina. So if you get anything from that one, that's legitimate.
Overall, Bowman is glad that the messages she sends are well received.
I'm glad they enjoy it, but it is a serious thing and we want them to pay attention to the message.
Rachel Bjornstead, ASU TV News.
How funny. I think we can all say we love Regina. Taylor, tell us about the snow.
You know, I hope Regina comes back, especially for us tonight as well, not just today. But, you know, the snow so far hasn't impacted us, you know, that much. We could be seeing it later on this evening. And just when, I will let you know coming up right after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning. Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
ASU TV News.
Welcome back to ASU TV News. Outside right now, we're sitting about 36 degrees. That wind chill feeling at 24. Now, our temperatures are much cooler throughout the day than what our actual readings are because of that wind chill, and that's going to affect us well into the night as well. We are seeing a little bit of a wintry mix. Right now, it's mostly freezing rain. We will see more sleet and stuff later on in the afternoon, even snow later on. Just when, I'll let you know in just a second. As we take a look at the Arkansas radar here, we'll see that much of the area is covered with some precipitation. We do see that snow slowly starting to come into the state as this moves off towards the east there, and we will see more snow, more sleet well into the evening and into Thursday as well as this system starts to move on east towards Tennessee, Missouri, places like that. Our main sector here towards Jonesboro, just above the I-40 corridor, we'll start to see this precipitation start to move over into some snow later on this evening towards about 6 o'clock or so. And we'll start seeing some sleet and stuff, and, that mix towards here 1 o'clock or so this afternoon. As we take a look at what's going on around the United States today, we'll see that this system is starting to move off towards the east coast here, and a lot of that snow impacting places like Missouri and Oklahoma here as that snow starts to build in here and the temperatures really start to drop into tonight and the overnight hours as well. As we take a look at your day planner, we'll see just when the stuff is start to change over here. Right now we are seeing that more of that rain, not as much of the mix. Between 1 and 6 this afternoon, we will see that sleet and that snow mix start to come in here. And then 6 p.m. until midnight, that's when it's all going to change into snow, and we won't see any of that sleet and that rain. It'll just be snow between 6 and midnight tonight and well into Thursday as well. As we take a look at the accumulation that we expect to see throughout the day, we'll see about 1.5 inches between noon and 6, and that's primarily going to be that sleet that we start to accumulate there. And then from 6 to 12 tonight, we'll see that's the majority of what we're going to get is about 3.5 inches, and that's the primary time is between 6 and 12 tonight. Now 12 and 6 into Thursday morning, we will start to see some more coming in, but we only get about 1/8 of an inch between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. Thursday morning. So the roads will still be fairly bad outside as that stuff just starts to pack down even more. And so Thursday could be a difficult travel day as well, especially between 6 and 12 here. On Wednesday, as those blizzard conditions start to come in, visibility will be decreased quite a bit. So if you're out on the roadways, be prepared for that. Take it slow through this evening. As we go and take a look at tonight's temperatures, we'll see that 28 is all we're going to get to. Wind chill is about 14. We do have an 80% chance of snow again. As we take a look at your 7-day forecast here, we'll see just what we can expect throughout the next few days here. Tomorrow, 28, 7 is our low, and we're starting our day off. We're not going to get much higher than that. Partly cloudy skies. We won't have as much rain and snow mix as we've seen today by any means. Friday, though, look at that. We will have the sunshine back at us. That's Arkansas weather for you, 27 degrees, low of 13 here. Saturday and Sunday, your weekend. Don't forget to spring forward on Sunday there. 41 degrees is going to be our high, 30 is our low. Monday, as we start our new school week here, 48 degrees as a high, so we're warming up quite a bit on Monday, and then 33 as our low there on Monday. Tuesday, we'll see some partly cloudy skies as well, 55. We'll continue that warmth, and 38 as our low. So be prepared for those warmer temperatures to come back into the state. Finally, I know we're all waiting to feel that heat just for a few more days, getting ready for spring break here. That's a look at the forecast. We'll swing it back over to Rachel and Eric for a look at sports.
All right, Eric, I hear we might have some future professionals at our football team.
Yep, some A-State players are getting ready for Pro Day. We'll talk about that, as well as A-State basketball preview. They got a game tomorrow night, doubleheader. All that and more, we'll have that look for you. Look at sports. We'll be right back.
Every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Hi, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
ASU TV News.
As the NFL draft nears, seniors, college football players looking to improve their draft stock go through pro days on top of the NFL Combine in order to impress the NFL scouts. Arkansas State conducted its pro day yesterday as 4 players from the 2014 season, including Dexter Blackman, Artez Brown, Kershawn Lee, and Sterling Young, and 2013 player Julian Jones worked out in front of NFL scouts from the New York Giants, St. Louis Rams, Oakland Raiders, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Some of the workouts included the vertical jump, bench press, shuttle drills, and more. The Red Wolves have a player drafted for the NFL for the last 8 years. The 2015 NFL draft is set for April 30th and it runs to May 2nd. The Arkansas State women's basketball team will take on South Alabama at home tomorrow night as the regular season winds down and tournament time nears. With the victory tomorrow night, the Red Wolves will secure the number 2 seed in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. A-State comes into the matchup with a 19-9 record, while South Alabama comes into the matchup with a 5-22 record. Tip-off is set for 5:05 p.m. The Arkansas State men's basketball team will take on South Alabama at home tomorrow night as the regular season winds down and tournament time nears. The A-State comes in the matchup with an 11-16 record, while South Alabama comes into the matchup with a 9-20 record. The Red Wolves are currently fighting for the 8th spot in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. They need to win tomorrow night and Saturday night and get some help for a chance for the spot in the tournament. Tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. The Arkansas State baseball team will start a 3-game home series with UT Arlington. The first game will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m., then they will play on Saturday at 4, then wrap up the series Saturday at 1. The Red Wolves come into the matchup with a 7-3 record that includes 2 victories against Louisville. After that 3-game series, the Red Wolves will take on Missouri State on March 10th. The Arkansas State tennis team will be in action tomorrow when they take on Kennesaw State. The Red Wolves come into the matchup with a 2-6 record and have dropped the last 2 matches that they have played. A-State has victories against Missouri State and Southeast Missouri. First serve is set for noon. The Arkansas State volleyball team has added to the rank of coaches as Tori Mellinger has been added as an assistant coach. She is coming from her alma mater, Texas A&M, where she served as a volunteer coach last season and where she played from 2009 to 2012. She finished her Texas A&M career with over 1,400 digs and double-digit kills in 17 matches her senior year. That does it for sports. We'll be right back with more ASU TV News.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Or you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
ASU TV News.
Welcome back. 23 states have legalized marijuana to some extent. Most of these only legalize medicinal use, but 4 states and the District of Columbia have made it completely legal. Alaska just passed its own law to legalize recreational use last week. We had Kimberly Wallace at the A-State Student Union to get students' feedback on the issue.
Hi, I'm here in the Student Union today asking students how they feel about legalization of marijuana here in Arkansas.
Coming from, Colorado and stuff, their revenue, billions of dollars in, profit and stuff. And they're doing a lot of stuff to, renovate schools and education and stuff. So I think that's one of the good, aspects of it.
It's a lot of political issues. I know people say, it'll help solve tax problems. You can tax marijuana. It'll, resolve the criminal issue with it.
I don't think they should, because I'm pretty sure that they will take advantage of it, unless it's for medical purposes. But if it's not that, then I don't think it should be legalized at all.
Wouldn't have a problem with it if we wouldn't have so many irresponsible people.
Reminder, daylight saving time will begin this Sunday at 2 a.m. That means springing forward in time and losing an hour. So make sure to set your clocks ahead on Saturday night. All right, Taylor, could you give us a little update on what our weather will look like for the next few days?
You guys know this whole system's moving a little slower than we anticipated, so it's delaying our activities just a little bit. But this evening, be sure to get ready for that snow coming in. As we take a look at our 7-day forecast here, I think the snow's going to be out by midday tomorrow morning. Sitting about 28 degrees. That 7 is our low. That single digits is about high. That's how we're going to start that Thursday there for you. And of course, our weekend though is shaping up to be a lot nicer than what we've experienced this week. And then by next week, I think we do have a little bit of rain chances that could potentially hurt us there next week on Monday and Tuesday. I didn't put it in there because it's a very slim chance right now, about 10%. But I think we'll be seeing a much more the nice partly cloudy skies and then the snow and stuff that we have been seeing. So. Besides that, everything's looking nice for next week. This week, we're going to have to tough it out, though, for just a little bit while longer.
I'm just hoping that as it increases, the degree increases, it just continues to increase, because I'm tired of the cold.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't go back down.
No.
After Thursday, I'm hoping it just stays up in the 40s.
Oh, yes, or keep increasing up there.
I'll do my best.
A reminder, campus will be closing at 1 p.m. today. Please be safe while driving.
Also, the Communications Day will be canceled this Saturday. That was supposed to be, and now we have to postpone that. And that does it for today's edition of ASU TV News.
For more information on today's stories or updates on what's happening in the area, follow us on Twitter.
And like our ASU TV News Facebook page for more stories. Make sure you catch us on Monday at noon for more ASU TV News.
For Taylor Pinnell, Eric Frazier, and our producers, Kimberly Wallace, Brittany Edwards, and India Lee, I'm Jordan Howington.
And I'm Rachel Bjornstead. Have a great day and a safe weekend.